Hello and welcome back to the 100% playthrough of The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. After all the turmoil that happened in the previous few episodes, I think it's time we kind of step foot down a little bit and go to our new home, Corvo Bianco. Everyone who has ever who ha everyone who has ever even a passing acquaintance with Geralt of Rivia knows it was very rare for the butcher to be paid before completing a contract. Retainers or down payments, however, were another story. Those would often be given him by the best of employers, those who had no intention of backing out of their side of the bargain and who wanted the job done and done well above all else. In this regard, Anna Henrietta stood out as one of the best employers Geralt had ever had. Why is that, you ask, dear reader? Why, because in exchange for agreeing to kill the Beast of Beauclair, she gave Geralt the deeds to the Corvo Bianco vineyard and promised further payment in gold as soon as Geralt completed the job. Say what you will about her, but no one can deny Anna Henrietta's generosity.
Can you believe the tidings?
I didn't select a quest, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, Corvo Bianco, here we go.
It's a miracle there weren't more dead.
Cooper's
Yes.
Gate.
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
No matter how you will say it, I wholeheartedly agree to Songard. That is a given. Oh. So it's just past the turning grounds, and we were at the turning grounds a couple of episodes ago. We did a thorough search of them. A knight errant.
Well, get out of Rivia.
The one and only Geralt of Rivia, who is on his way on foot, mind you, to his beautiful estate. We have an orphanage here. Might as well look in. And we'll take take everything from them. Why not? I think they're still inside. It's only 5:30. Might still be inside asleep. I really don't want this game to end. Some might say that I'm intentionally making this gameplay a bit longer by refusing to take Roach out.
I'm my own master with a bottle in front of me. It's no disaster, not like a frontal lobotomy.
And you would be absolutely right about that. I am definitely prolonging this playthrough as much as possible. I don't want it to end. I really don't want it to end.
My warmest greetings.
Oh, hello.
Excuse me. My warmest greetings.
Or no. I really don't want this to end. I'm
To be born in Toussaint is to be born under a lucky star.
way too attached to this game. And yes, I am actually getting a bit emotional because, okay, I know this is the last time we will play a Witcher in a while. I do kind of plan on making a different kind of playthrough, a non-commentary playthrough, where we focus strictly on science and alchemy. So that should be an interesting route. It's something I've never actually done, especially not the alchemy part. Okay, Rich is already here.
We would stump till we were red and sweaty.
And this is our home. This is actually our home. And we have a majordomo.
I am Barnabas-Basil Faulty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as majordomo of Corvo Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas-Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
So this place, tell us more about it.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cutpurse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Well, would you care to show us around?
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a majordomo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of majordomos. My father was a majordomo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, and slowly worked her way up to majordomo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
The pile of work remains the same.
The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. they look beautiful, especially
I've
come
lots to
spring.
do before
Don't look
the
at all
next
bad now either.
So we can make olive oil too, not just wine.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
Diddly snaps! My back aches something horrid!
Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Hang on, Barnabas.
Monsieur Bolius's wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas-Basil.
Also a very nice place with all the roses.
I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me.
It's actually such a lively place.
But a few drops of wine, and lo and behold,
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Follow me, please. The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas-Basil. Appreciate it.
Are we finally coming to the house? Looks like it.
daughter, you know. She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
It's still a nice place.
I've a daughter, you know. She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
And welcome inside.
Bit bare, don't
On
you
the
think?
left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corvo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
And we will do exactly that. We need some
Mentioned the place
remodels
could
done.
stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Well, I think we need to do some work on the house.
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
Just like us. We'll give her a good sprucing up.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything else you require, sir?
The grounds would be also nice if we could improve.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes, we certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
Okay, we do need a armor repair table.
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompelli once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Okay,
Good.
let's
Order me up a table like that.
do
Immediately,
that.
sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive.
Sounds
Will you be
good.
needing anything else, sir?
And we can use a grindstone to sharpen the swords.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
In that case, order that as well.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Let's broach some other topic.
You know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Okay, that's about it.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Okay, restore Corvo Bianco back to its former glory. We can already put up some things. Weapon rack. Ooh. We're using the Vipers. Feline still silver. What? Let's first access our stash and stash in everything that we don't need. For example, this. Wait, you wanna... Oh my... Lanta? Oh, we are using Sarin this whole time. I feel dumb. I feel really dumb. You go in, you go in, you go in, and all of you go in as well. Oh, fragrant cake, sure. Candle lantern sensor. They're done. that. We have Noble Guardian Special Forces insignia. I don't think we can actually hack it on. Place trophy, place trophy, place trophy. Use. We can store all of this in there. And then there's a quest books. Holy cannoli. And books. All of the books. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So we have books. We also get a buff, I think. I don't know which one exactly. Hang painting. Thank you card. Oh, we can actually hang that. Oh, that's so sweet. Place trophy. That's our stash. We can use the bed. Okay, we are waiting for the bed to be placed. Also go upstairs. Guest bedroom / storage area. Still quite nice and quaint. Ooh. Okay, let me check just a little something. Okay, we do have still a bit more time. Do have to tab out every single time I want to see. So usually it's just approximate timing, and then it's usually episodes going overboard. Let's see on our map how. Let's see, we could go here. You know what? Let's grab these two little notice boards. Maybe we encounter something else entirely on our journey. And if not, it's just a nice run around the area.
I'm ears alone, but it should.
And lo and behold, I see better.
All these poppies, it's so nice. This is like a place where you really want to move to. The windmills. 4 windmills of Sansretour Valley. Let's grab this. Oh, look at this. Do we have anything over here? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, vineyard infestation. Look at that.
You like that silver?
Giant centipedes.
Not good.
There we go. One more, and we're done.
Giant centipede spawning ground. Should destroy it.
We definitely should. Yes. And we have discovered our very first and new, well, not first, but second new enemy of this DLC.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Supervisor. We have insectoids. There we go. Giant centipedes. Among the fascinating flora and fauna of the Duchy of Toussaint, Alan also encounters creatures of the decidedly unpleasant sort, such as giant centipedes. Not only do these beasts look hideous to the eye, they can do colossal damage to the flesh as well. I decidedly advise against them. A visit to Toussaint, one of the many guides authored by Pederin Sapples. Giant centipedes are enormous insect-like monsters which can be found in many places in the world, but are particularly common in the lands, or more precisely under the lands of Toussaint. There they often dwell in close comity with shellmars, for a sort of monstrous symbiosis has developed between them. Giant centipedes feed on the small creatures which eat shellmar dung. Hard chitinous armor covers nearly the entire body of a giant centipede. Sticking out from under the carapace are rows of hooked limbs. Giant centipedes are able to burrow into the ground with shocking speed, only to then appear back on the surface in another place. Once they select a target, they will circle it determinedly, trying to get close enough to deliver a blow. They attack primarily with their powerful mandibles, but do also possess glands allowing them to spew acid. So Erden is what we need. Shelmar from the Emperor of Nilfgaard. Gladiators fight in massive arenas are a popular form of entertainment in Nilfgaard. Usually the fighters are slaves specially trained for this purpose, yet at times the arena masters pit humans against monsters. The Shelmar Geralt had to fight in the tourney grounds was a present from the Emperor to his relative Duchess Anna Henrietta. It had been caught while young and prepared for its ultimate purpose by Nilfgaardian trainers. That does not mean it was tame, however, in fact, its wildness and inborn ferocity had not been dulled one whit. Like all creatures of its species, it was blind but could unerringly pinpoint its opponent's location using echolocation. The Shelmar had thick armor and near impenetrable skin. It could also roll into a ball and charge its opponents. Its underbelly, however, was relatively vulnerable and became exposed when its charge failed. In the end, though, the fight was long and difficult. Geralt defeated the Shelmar, and when the Duchess called from the stands for him to finish the beast off, he refused to kill the creature, not wanting to take a life merely to amuse a crowd. We also have Shelmars in general. The Earth's innards are home to mighty, strange, and fearsome beasts. Were they ever to decide to ramble up to the surface, would be all gutted the very first day of the invasion. Ramus, Vendelarts, Mahakam, Foreman. Shelmars spend most of their lives deep underground, having no contact with the world above. At times, however, a Shelmar will dig its way to the surface and devour any men within its reach. Some Shelmars also burrow tunnels close to the surface, collapsing buildings and causing tremors in the process. Since Shelmars are blind, they find their way by sensing vibrations and listening for sounds. Thus, the best tactic when fighting such a monster is to hurl something heavy or noisy against a nearby boulder or wall, and pray silently that the beast will roll towards the sound and knock itself out upon striking into the obstacle. We also have Detlef van der Eretain. It was horrifying to watch that gentleman suddenly turned into a ghastly beast with claws and tore those men to shreds with the precision of a master butcher, a witness to Detlef's attacks. Detlef is a high vampire and one of the most terrifying creatures the world has ever known. Some vampires of his sort live among men easily and inconspicuously, sometimes even gaining the respect and admiration of their community. Yet even the most civilized vampire can be incredibly dangerous if provoked, and Detlef was far from civilized. When in his two-legged form, Detlef strikes in surprising and unique ways, so one must be extremely alert and attentive. His razor-sharp claws, wielded with great strength and precision, are his chief weapons, yet he can also wield weapons of human devising with extraordinary skill. Like all higher vampires, Detlef can turn into fog and envelop opponents. When fighting a vampire in his form, one must watch out for magic puddles and attacks from the air. When wounded, Detlef tends to assume his winged form, using these powerful appendages to stun his foes near effortlessly. One must remember how vampires are immortal creatures and thus do not fear for their lives while fighting, meaning they take every risk. They are able to turn invisible and can regenerate strength during combat. All in all, they are supremely difficult foes even for a witcher. That's that. That's this. Insectoids, we already read that. Okay. Moving on. Oh, just look at this place. The water streams, all of these orchards, orchards, or however you call them. Nope. No entry granted. Stel Ravello Vineyard.
I've not seen a bumper crop like this in ages.
I'm assuming we can't go inside. No.
Bread adds a spring to your step. Wine adorns your head with thorns.
You've spread some nastiness to me.
If they would just take to work as they take to dance and drink.
Everything is locked, man. I just want to explore. Wine production in full force.
Warm cow pit'll taste better than Coronata wine.
Nope, also locked. Well then, off we go to our little notice board.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's the best cure for the beast? A witcher?
And here we are. Vermentino wine, easy drinking anytime. Have a taste for fine vintages, but cannot afford to lose your clarity to mind? Try a wine from the Vermentino vineyard. You can down a whole cask and suffer no hangover the next morning. The secret, the high percentage, in fact it's nearly 100% of water in our wines. Drink Vermentino and join us in our efforts to promote sobriety amongst the citizens of Toussaint. I think that's a troll post. Prove me wrong, but I think it's a troll post. Wine or poison? A friend of mine had some wine from the Coronado vineyard. Afterwards, his stomach ached for the whole day and he puked like some rainbow spurting fountain. An inevitable question got to be posed. Should Coronado wine bottles be labeled wine or poison which will make you die a slow and painful death? A concerned friend. Needed master magiccer. I need a high-kneed man who won't spill his sphincter at the sight of sorcery and can give a witch a good fricking hiding if it comes to it. You'll find me chopping wood near Fox Hollow. My name's Jacob and chopping wood's what I do. If all you poop for brains frickers who think you're jesters, I'm warning you, jesting's over. Jacob, woodcutter of Fox Hollow. Organizing an expedition. Anyone who desires glory and fame is invited to join me at the Grand Place On the 17th of the current month, I plan to set out and get company in search for adventure. We are sure to encounter many damsels in distress and have ample opportunity to help the oppressed. Vermont the Briard, and we also have 2 more. Beware of monsters. Monsters known as bar guests have been spotted near the cemetery. All vineyard workers are thus advised to depart from home before dusk, preferably in groups. It is also recommended they choose routes which bypass cemetery. Failure to adhere to these safety precautions could lead to serious consequences, including, but not limited to, mental trauma, crippling injury, and being torn apart and devoured. Need a herbalist? I can cure the sick and uplift the downhearted. Is it love you seek? I can help you find it. Or do you need love buried? That can be arranged. Your heart's captor tormenting you? Your heart can be changed. Trouble with neighbors, with enemies, their prosperity eating you up inside? I'll plague them with bad breath, warts, itches, numbness, whatever you desire. And all for a reasonable price. The Herbalist of Castel Ravello. Knight's Tales.
Lepiot has ruptured veins. That tramp is the famed witcher.
Ah, there we have the herbalist in question. Herb store. There we go.
Dear welcome, wanderer. In need of herbs, perhaps? Wort for a sore stomach, or...
Prefer willow bark or iris root for stomach aches. Wort can cause dizziness, nausea.
Forgive me. It's just that you do not have the look of one familiar with herbs.
What looks that? And looks deceive anyway. Me, I'm not out for common weeds that grow in any meadow. Need rare ingredients. Can you help me out, or should I move on?
You must judge for yourself.
In that case, well, first things first, we meant no offense.
Meant no offense.
And I took none. I should be the one to apologize for judging by appearance alone. Tell me, your knowledge, how did you gain it? From an herbalist living nearby?
No, from somewhere a long way off. Kaer Morhen, northern Kedwin.
Gods! That's the continent's other end. What are you doing in Toussaint?
Same thing I do anywhere. Killing monsters.
Show us what you have.
Right. Show me what you got.
Okay. Oh, Belize fruit. The cane. Nothing we explicitly need. Potion of clearance. Potion of restoration. Returns all ability points spent developing mutations to the pool so you can reallocate them. Mutants spent developing mutations will not be returned. And this is just dye solution to get rid of the color. Hey, alchemy, let's see, can we... Oh, we can make white gold again. That's great. Peace. Okay. This. We're slowly but surely making our way through the pop umbles. Have those. Yes, you do. It's actually great. So we need go. And we do need Belize fruit. Obviously, decoctions, Doppler, and succubus are going to probably be out of our reach unless we encounter a Doppler and succubus and kill them in Toussaint, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. We can make this, sure. Needed to complete a quest, but it's all good. We also need, okay, white gall here and here. Base and birth. And hydrodium. 2 times. Burrito. And Beast. Okay, we're slowly and steadily making our way through our alchemy options, and we also will
Wouldn't happen to
play
play Gwent, would you?
Gwent to wrap up this episode.
Lovely.
Go. Surprisingly, a lot of people play Nilfgaard here. Get rid of this and probably this one. There we go. As always, we are starting off with our spy cards. It's kind of, I don't know, I like playing it like that. See what our card options are in the end. Okay. There we go. There it is. Have at least one spy card. Let's do this. Oh, two more spy cards. Nope. Okay, we have this. Might as well play it. Go. I think this should be an easy win. She only has 2 cards left. Do this. Does nothing. And this also does absolutely nothing. Okay, a very, very easy win. I'm actually very surprised with that. There we go. Okay, clan. Oh, herb store. Yes, we know that. Is there anything up here? I don't think I've ever been here in any of my playthroughs. I don't think we can actually get up there from this side. So,
The aroma. Lovely.
between worlds. Well, hello there. In the plane not unlike our own here, there once lived a ruler named Asgaric. When he was born and when he was an old man, he fell ill. He felt that he would soon die, so he summoned an evil spirit, Marbas, and made a deal with him. Asgaric would live until his son came of age and ascended to the throne. 10 years passed. Asgaric died, and then next to his body, Marbas appeared and turned to the heir to the throne. Father promised me something, now you must pay his debt. And just what did my father receive from you in return? Asked the heir. And what do I owe? Your life, said Marbas, and cut the heir's throat with his claw. The boy had not yet died when Marbas opened a gate to another plane. Out of it came a mercenary army, with the evil spirit Bereth marching at its head. Marbas sat on Asgaric's throne. Ill times had come to the land. The people rebelled against the demon's rule. Marbas sent Bereth and his army after them. Bereth slaughtered all the rebels. His armor glistened with blood. people began to call Bereth the Crimson Sovereign. Marbas' appetite was not sated, so he sent the Crimson Sovereign to conquer neighboring countries. And so it went on for hundreds of years. The Sovereign continued his march, losing soldiers as he went, but Marbas was never sated. Finally, there came a time when the people of all the continents were united under Marbas' rule, and the Crimson Sovereign was left alone without an army. He knelt before Marbas and said, "You hired me and I have carried out my task. You promised me a weapon from which no shield can prove protection. You shall receive it," Marbas said, flashing his teeth. He reached into his garment and drew out a vial filled with plague bile. He flung it at the Crimson Sovereign, yet the Sovereign knew Marbas well enough to expect treachery. He opened a passage to another world and fled before the vial full of plague could hit the floor. Yet ill luck would have it that while he was fleeing, a gale came flying out of his open portal. It opened the window to Marbas' throne room and spread the plague bile out over the entire world. Ever since Marbas had dwelled in the tower standing above a continent of dead bodies and beasts transformed by the plague, and Bereth, still calling himself the Crimson Sovereign, wanders from world to world as mercenary searching for vengeance. Crimson
Someone needs an escort.
Sovereign.
Not something I do often, but might be worth investigating.
Have a couple of florins, nothing else. It's locked. I assume we can't go in there either. Okay. Oh, but we can loot this.
What now?
Oh, nothing. We're just,
How you faring?
grabbing everything you own here,
Now, where'd you
essentially.
get them catty peepers?
Something's in the wind.
Let's jump over here. I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe, click that little notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new episode. Other than that, I hope you guys stick around. I hope you'll continue watching Geralt's, I dare say, final adventure for this game. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!